Welcome to part 1 of our video, From George Washington to Joe Biden, a comprehensive look at U.S. presidents and their legacy. Throughout American history, there have been a total of 46 presidents, each with their own strengths, weaknesses, and legacies. From the first president, George Washington, to the most recent, Joe Biden, these leaders have shaped the nation in many ways. In this video, we will take a closer look at their accomplishments, failures, and how they have contributed to the development of the United States. George Washington was the first president of the United States, serving from 1789 to 1797. He is often referred to as the father of the nation because he played a key role in establishing the country's government and its political culture. During his presidency, Washington oversaw the development of the new nation and worked to establish its place on the world stage. His most significant accomplishment was the creation of the U.S. Constitution, which remains the foundation of the American political system. John Adams succeeded George Washington as president and served from 1797 to 1801. While his presidency was marked by controversy and tension, Adams made important contributions to American history. He signed the Alien and Sedition Acts, which limited the freedoms of foreigners and made it a crime to criticize the government. Despite these controversial measures, Adams was a champion of American independence and helped to establish the new nation's place in the world. Thomas Jefferson served as the third president of the United States from 1801 to 1809. He was instrumental in the drafting of the Declaration of Independence, which declared the country's freedom from British rule. During his presidency, Jefferson focused on expanding the nation's borders through the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark Expedition. However, Jefferson was also a slave owner, and his views on race have been a source of controversy. James Madison served as the fourth president from 1809 to 1817. Madison is known as the father of the U.S. Constitution, as he played a crucial role in drafting and ratifying it. During his presidency, he led the nation through the War of 1812, which helped to establish the United States as a global power. James Monroe was the fifth president of the United States, serving from 1817 to 1825. His presidency was marked by a period of nationalism and economic growth, known as the Era of Good Feelings. During this time, Monroe also signed the Missouri Compromise, which helped to diffuse tensions between the North and South over the issue of slavery. John Quincy Adams succeeded Monroe and served as the sixth president of the United States from 1825 to 1829. During his presidency, Adams supported the expansion of the country's infrastructure through investments in roads, bridges, and canals. He also signed the Tariff of 1828, which imposed taxes on imported goods to protect American industry. Andrew Jackson served as the seventh president from 1829 to 1837. Jackson was a controversial figure who championed democracy and the rights of the common people. He is known for his populist rhetoric and for expanding the powers of the presidency. However, Jackson's legacy is also tainted by his support for the Indian Removal Act, which forced Native Americans to leave their ancestral lands and move westward. Martin Van Buren served as the eighth president from 1837 to 1841. He is known for his support of the Democratic Party and his efforts to maintain the separation of powers between the executive and legislative branches of government. However, Van Buren's presidency was also marked by economic hardship, including the Panic of 1837, which led to a severe depression. William Henry Harrison was the ninth president of the United States, serving for only 32 days in 1841 before his death from pneumonia. Harrison's brief presidency was marked by his commitment to the principles of limited government and economic growth. John Tyler succeeded Harrison and served as the 10th president from 1841 to 1845. He is known for his support of states' rights and his efforts to annex Texas. However, Tyler's presidency was marked by controversy and opposition, and he was ultimately expelled from the Whig Party. James K. Polk served as the 11th president from 1845 to 1849. He is known for his aggressive expansionist policies, including the Mexican-American War and the annexation of California, Texas, and New Mexico. Polk is also remembered for his commitment to the principles of manifest destiny, which held that the United States was destined to expand its territory and influence. Zachary Taylor served as the 12th president from 1849 until his death in 1850. Taylor was a military hero who gained fame for his victories in the Mexican-American War. However, his presidency was marked by tensions over the issue of slavery, particularly in California, where the question of whether to admit the state as a slave or free state threatened to split the nation. Millard Fillmore succeeded Taylor and served as the 13th president from 1850 to 1853. He is known for his efforts to diffuse tensions between the North and South over the issue of slavery, including his support for the Compromise of 1850. Fillmore also oversaw the opening of Japan to Western trade, which helped to expand American influence in Asia. Franklin Pierce served as the 14th president from 1853 to 1857. He is known for his support of the expansion of slavery, including his support for the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which allowed for the establishment of slavery in new territories. Pierce's presidency was also marked by economic hardship, including the Panic of 1857. James Buchanan succeeded Pierce and served as the 15th president from 1857 to 1861. Buchanan's presidency was marked by tensions over the issue of slavery, particularly in Kansas, where violence erupted between pro-slavery and anti-slavery forces. Despite his efforts to preserve the Union, Buchanan was unable to prevent the outbreak of the Civil War, which began shortly after he left office. Abraham Lincoln served as the 16th president from 1861 until his assassination in 1865. He is known for his leadership during the Civil War, which resulted in the abolition of slavery and the preservation of the Union. Lincoln also oversaw the expansion of the federal government's power, including the establishment of a national currency and the enactment of the Emancipation Proclamation. Andrew Johnson succeeded Lincoln and served as the 17th president from 1865 to 1869. Johnson's presidency was marked by tensions with Congress over Reconstruction and the rights of freed slaves. He was impeached by the House of Representatives but ultimately acquitted by the Senate. Ulysses S. Grant served as the 18th president from 1869 to 1877. He is known for his leadership during the Reconstruction era, including his efforts to protect the rights of African Americans and to suppress the Ku Klux Klan. Grant's presidency was also marked by corruption and scandal, particularly involving his administration's handling of finances. Despite these challenges, Grant is also remembered for his efforts to expand the nation's infrastructure, including the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad. Rutherford B. Hayes served as the 19th president from 1877 to 1881. He is known for his efforts to reform the civil service and to improve relations with Native American tribes. Hayes's presidency was also marked by economic growth and stability, as well as the end of Reconstruction. James A. Garfield served as the 20th president for only 4 months in 1881 before his assassination. Garfield's presidency was marked by his commitment to civil service reform and his efforts to address the nation's economic challenges. Chester A. Arthur succeeded Garfield and served as the 21st president from 1881 to 1885. He is known for his efforts to reform the civil service and to modernize the Navy. Arthur's presidency was also marked by his support for the rights of African Americans and his efforts to promote immigration. Grover Cleveland served as the 22nd and 24th president from 1885 to 1889, again from 1893 to 1897. He is known for his commitment to fiscal conservatism and his efforts to reform the civil service. Cleveland's presidency was also marked by his opposition to high tariffs and his support for laissez-faire economics. Benjamin Harrison served as the 23rd president from 1889 to 1893. He is known for his support for the protective tariff and his efforts to expand American influence in foreign markets. Harrison's presidency was also marked by his support for civil rights, including his signing of the Sherman Antitrust Act. William McKinley served as the 25th president from 1897 until his assassination in 1901. He is known for his leadership during the Spanish-American War, which resulted in the acquisition of Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. McKinley's presidency was also marked by economic growth and stability, as well as his efforts to promote American industry and commerce. Theodore Roosevelt succeeded McKinley and served as the 26th president from 1901 to 1909. He is known for his efforts to regulate big business and to protect natural resources through the creation of national parks and forests. Roosevelt's presidency was also marked by his leadership during the construction of the Panama Canal and his efforts to expand American influence on the world stage. William Howard Taft served as the 27th president from 1909 to 1913. He is known for his support for progressive reforms, including the establishment of the Department of Labor and the enforcement of antitrust laws. Taft's presidency was also marked by his efforts to promote international peace and to expand American influence in Asia. Woodrow Wilson served as the 28th president from 1913 to 1921. He is known for his leadership during World War I, as well as his efforts to promote international peace through the establishment of the League of Nations. Wilson's presidency was also marked by his support for progressive reforms, including the enactment of the Federal Reserve Act and the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote. Warren G. Harding served as the 29th president from 1921 until his death in 1923. He is known for his support for limited government and his efforts to promote economic growth and stability. Harding's presidency was also marked by scandal and corruption, particularly involving his administration's handling of finances. Calvin Coolidge succeeded Harding and served as the 30th president from 1923 to 1929. He is known for his support for limited government and his efforts to promote economic growth and stability. Coolidge's presidency was also marked by his opposition to government intervention in the economy and his belief in individualism and self-reliance.